St. Lucia's economy is poised for significant expansion in 2024, driven by major construction projects and the restaurant tourism sector. Economic officials forecast real GDP growth of 4.3% for the year ahead. The data projections were presented by Finance Ministry officials at the recent Chamber of Commerce Power Breakfast meeting.
We are projecting real GDP growth of about 4.3% for St. Lucia for 2024. And we are expecting that to somewhat still be stronger than the average, historical average. We are expecting a growth rate of about 3.6% for 2025 and 3.3% for 2026. Of course, for the chart below, we could see that the levels of GDP would have actually surpassed the pre-COVID levels since 2023. So we are currently above pre-COVID levels in terms of what the recovery that has taken place over the last few years. To break it down by sectors, we see here that construction and tourism will continue to lead the way in terms of generating additional economic activity in 2025 to 2027. We are looking at a roughly real value added for the sector of about 6.2% in 2024 for accommodation and about 4% for 2025.
Multiple large-scale projects are also getting underway across the island.
For construction, we are projecting about 10.9% for 2024 and an accelerated growth of 15% in 2025, reflective of the intensification of projects implementation, both on the public side and in the private sector. And for agriculture and manufacturing, the numbers are as follows: 2024, 4%, and manufacturing, a contraction of about 3.8%. And for 2025, agriculture is expected to be just about 6%, and manufacturing 2% growth. For tourism, just to take a closer look at tourism, we'd see that, and for stay-over arrivals, that in every single month in 2024, arrivals have actually exceeded the previous year. But in terms of when you compare to 2019, which is a white chart, the white line graph, we see that in the months of July and August would have been the only months for which St. Lucia have recorded lower arrivals than in 2019. September for 2024 was the only month so far that has had a contraction year on year. For 2024, every other month has had more than the previous year. But overall, we'd have spoken about it before, that there was about a 16% increase, and that's been led by significant growth in the US arrivals, which rose by about 22% for that 9-month period. And again, the increase in airlift availability of additional air services and also the hosting of events in St. Lucia would have tremendously contributed to that outturn.
Tourism continues its post-pandemic recovery, with visitor arrivals exceeding pre-COVID levels in most months of 2024.
For the year as a whole, we are projecting that stay-over arrivals will surpass, of course, pre-COVID levels in 2024, and it's expected to continue to increase by just about 4 to 5% in 2025. Cruise arrivals are expected to grow by 11% in 2024 and to continue to grow until it reaches the pre-COVID levels by the year 2026.
Major infrastructure projects driving growth include the Millennium Highway rehabilitation, St. Jude Hospital reconstruction, and multiple resort developments across the island. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.